One of the requirements for Americana is that you conduct an actual interview with a human being. I know, people get further and further away from actually talking to one another as technology improves, but this is so much fun and I want you to embrace this part of the assignment. So let's look at some tips and some ideas. Sometimes I have called the Chamber of Commerce of a larger small town and been very frustrated. Sometimes it's just an answering machine. Press 1 for this, press 2 for that. By the time you get somebody on the phone, I don't know. Sometimes Chamber of Commerce works and sometimes it doesn't work. So if I'm having trouble thinking and trying to find somebody to call, before I start building my essay, because I can build my essay around that particular attraction as I did in the example that you've seen for the step-by-step video instructions. But let's think outside the box. Maybe we could call the town fire department. That is a business that unless there's a fire, you have a good chance of somebody actually answering the phone and having a few minutes to talk to you. Think about a school in this little town that you might be able to call. I don't think daycare centers are a good idea because they're typically very busy and not really the most receptive to the persuasive essay that we're trying to write, which is a travel essay. We want folks to come here and visit. And but if there's a little schoolhouse, little elementary school, maybe call them. I avoid talking to students, and the reason I avoid talking to students is because you want to make sure that you have explicit permission from them to use their quote that they have from you. You want to make sure that you are completely appropriate with them on the phone at all times, and they're adult members of the community that are good to talk to too. I'm not saying don't. Some people have. Just be real careful if we do that. Remember, we want to make sure that everything is above board and that we are beyond reproach. I love calling the librarian for the small town libraries. I have never talked to a librarian who wasn't just wonderful to talk to. If they're busy doing something right then, they'll usually let me call back, and I can almost always get a nice reception from a librarian. They are excited about their towns and they're excited about their libraries. Little stores and souvenir shops and little town museums. Folks are happy to talk to you about their museum and what they're featuring. And unless they're just swamped with a tour bus that came through or something, they're usually really excellent at taking time out to talk. They're just always so friendly, museum folks. Is there a little antique store in your town that you're researching where you might be able to talk to the store owner and talk a little bit about the antiques in the shop and that kind of thing? One of the things that makes America so delightful is that every little town in this country has a little festival. And talking to the organizers of that festival are almost always a sure bet. They're excited about their festival. They're happy to talk to you. They have history with the town. Let's just look at one real fast and find out how easy it is to find the person or people who are on the committee for the festival. Let's go to this, Magnolia Days. Now I looked into that search page and I see some more information about the Magnolia Days Festival. And their contact has a little contact form. That's fine. I'll do your contact form. But I'm also going to look at other ways to find out more about the Magnolia Days Festival. Let me show you how. Besides just filling out their form, I can look at this page, the See and Do. I can get involved. I can go down here and see where people stay when they come to the festival. And not like a chain, but one of these, maybe this little one here, maybe they answer the phone, maybe they're delightful, maybe this one is delightful and they can talk a little bit about it. Like, you know, Baymont Inn's not going to get you to somebody who's from the town and knows about that. But as I explore their website, I think outside the box. I think, who's going to answer the phone? I'm looking on here to find somebody who's going to answer the telephone. and I research from there. It doesn't take me long to come up with a phone number. So while I've done their little contact form, I don't want to wait. I like to get stuff going as soon as I possibly can. Now, I have my questions all ready. I've gotten somebody on the phone, and I've got my questions ready. How long have you lived in the town? What's the most exciting thing about coming here? Why would people want to come here for vacation? That kind of thing. Now, I have my script ready. Hi there, my name's Debbie Hall, and I'm a student at Modesto Junior College in Northern California. I'm writing a persuasive essay about your beautiful town. I wonder if I could ask you a few questions. Usually, they'll say yes. If they say no, I'm really busy right now, I say, well, I can call you back. What's the best time? And if they say, I'm going to be busy for the next 20 years, which indicates to me that they don't want to talk to me, then I say, well, thank you so much for your time. Can you suggest anybody I might be able to call for an interview? Sometimes that works. They'll go, well, so-and-so over at the so-and-so has lived here since 1952, and they love to talk about the town. So sometimes that'll happen. Sometimes they'll say, no, I don't know anybody in this entire time. At which point I move on. That is not a path that's going to lead me to somebody informative and excited about the town. So then I say thank you, and I go back to the drawing board, go back to the website, go back to thinking outside the box till I get somebody on the phone. This is such a fun part of the assignment. It's the fabric that America is cut from, and I think you'll really enjoy talking to folks on the phone. Anyway, it is a requirement, so find a way.